Honda? I think
Yeah, this was sent by
Honda Soundworks.
Brenton Selassie posted this. It's by Honda Soundworks. It's called the Spice Guitar Effects pedal. It's all for sale for $260 on eBay.
It sounds so fancy when you pronounce it like that.
Well, I'm a fancy guy. I'm drinking scotch. So that's how you know I'm fancy. I'm wearing a flannel.
Oh, fancy pants over here, Steve. I'm surprised you'll even share the room with me. Dude, you're so fancy.
This flannel, it's from Quicksilver.
That is fancy. And, oh my goodness, a name brand. I couldn't tell you what brand my flannels are. I just fetched them out of the garbage, Steve.
I've owned a few flannels. I've been thinking lately that I need to go find... this was gifted to me, like Christmas or whatever, and I've been thinking like, yeah, you're right. It's a brand, so I don't like spending money on anything.
Yeah,
except gear.
Yeah, you love spending money on gear.
So much money. No, barely, I mean, I spend money on food and booze, and that's about it.
Yeah,
and mostly food.
Yeah,
very little booze.
Burritos.
Thank you, Beavis. But I've been actually thinking lately, like, I need to go hunt down more of these flannels, even though I've had this for like 3 or 4 years. In the last, like, since the weather's turned cool enough to start breaking out flannels, I've been thinking, like, man, like, I need to stock up on these because I think in previous fall winters, I have worn this like 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I need some color variety, and I think people catch on.
I stocked up on it's like the light flannel. I stocked up on those at Costco a couple of years ago, but I kind of like they have shrunk up, I think, or I outgrew them. But I've actually been getting skinnier over the years, so I think they shrunk up on me because like the sleeves are too short and the body, the torso is too short on me. I need to invest in some new flannels. Because those light flannels are like. They're just right for San Diego in the winter.
Yeah.
They're just light enough to like give you a little bit of warmth, but they breathe a little bit.
This one's on the heavier side of light, but I still really like it.
Yeah.
It's not quite heavy enough
How
to be like a mid.
How did we get on this topic? Why are we doing this? What is this, Steve? What does this have to do with guitars?
I'm not really sure.
We started talking about a pedal, and then what did you just do, Steve? How did we end up here? Like rewind the tape.
You're just going to have to listen back to this episode.
What mind trick did you just pull? Have we been talking about flannels all night?
I hope so. This is a Honda Soundworks Spice guitar effects pedal. It's $260. It's on eBay. Oh, it's probably because you said said something fancy.
Oh yeah, eBay. It's on eBay.
I was reading about these, and this is the dumbest thing.
They're a classic troll pedal.
It's not a troll. I think it's real.
You think it's real? It can't be a real.
So basically, this was at least the pitch on these. Maybe it's a troll.
Oh God. Okay. Well, put the pitch on me. I want to hear the pitch.
The pitch on these was that basically. So what this pedal is, the picture is an open case, and inside there are 2 jacks that are just connected to each other. But I did a little reading, and basically
tell me about the crystal lettuce
and maybe the cactus lettuce. What
the crystal lettuce? The haunting mids. What does it have?
Apparently, the wires that connect these 2 jacks together are from like a vintage Neve console.
No.
So basically,
come on.
So the idea, right? The idea again. I don't know if this was, I don't know if this is real because this is like an older pedal, and I couldn't find that much information.
These things get pulled up every now and then on gear forums as a joke,
but. The pitch, the selling point on these was, that the wires that are used to connect these 2 jacks were part of some vintage console from like the classic era of rock and roll. So if you want that classic era of, you want to nail that tone on Led Zeppelin 4 that was recorded on this classic console, you got to get this pedal that
you're not going to get it without 3 inches of wire.
It's not, dude, 3 inches? Yeah.
I'm saying 3 inches cut in half.
Right. It's 1.5 inches on the lead and 1.5 inches on the ground.
Exactly. You don't really even need that ground. You could ground to the case.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that was a real thing, but I can tell you that was a pitch.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. And it's $260, 2 views per hour. That's impressive. But yeah, it's just a big old joke. There's no way anyone actually buys these.
Apparently, this was like a pretty. I guess this was like a fairly legendary thing. I'd never heard of it.
Hey, if you really want to get the tone that the Beatles had on Abbey Road, you got to go to the studio and you got to take the electrical wire out of the walls and use that for your power cable, because you're just not going to get that tone without using the same exact copper wire that was used to route the power around the building.
Right. You want that Hendrix tone? You need 3 inches of wire out of a Hendrix coily cable.
Actually, if you want that tone, you really want that legit Woodstock tone. And I'm talking the tone everyone had at Woodstock. You got to track down the same generator they were using to power the PA at Woodstock. And you got to get the same leaded gas they were using, or you're just not going to get that tone. Come on. Ridiculous.
Can you even get leaded gas anywhere?
No, it makes people crazy. That's where all the serial killers came from.
Have you ever you've seen that graph, yeah?
Yeah, probably.
The decline in crime rates.
Yeah. No, I totally believe it.